I resigned from my job this year. It's been a strange time. I really don't know what this break is going to end up looking like long term, but I'm strongly leaning towards not returning to full-time work at this point. I have a lot of ideas about how I'd like to spend my time, whether that's strengthening my Spanish comprehension, learning how to cook, organizing and just better planning our financial future and just our future in general. And of course, spending more time with people that we care about and just being able to do things that bring me value. Some days my life has looked a little like this. There's been some hikes when I can convince Francisco to join me. Some days, things would look more like this.
You're gonna turn sideways, fucker.
But one thing we weren't expecting was this. We were informed last week that the landlords we've been renting this condo from for the past several years have decided to list it for sale.
They are essentially asking us to be out of the condo within 60 days from listing. So 2 months at the very max. As far as showings go, they're obliged to give us 24-hour notice. It could be viewed by multiple different agents. So it could be something where there's like 3 different visits in the course of a day. And obviously that turns into a huge fucking headache for us. So I think I agree with you, want to be out sooner rather than later. What that means for us exactly, we got to figure out.
So the latest she's willing to push the listing is until next Friday?
Correct. I mentioned the ceilings, just to let her know.
Oh yeah.
Obviously it doesn't mean anything to us. And I mentioned that the carpet was just kind of worn down. Like once she brought it up, I mentioned the stains that had been there and the fact that it's just been, so many years and it's gotten worn down. So they may decide themselves to do some work, but obviously if they want to do some work, that's going to be a huge headache for us either way.
Yep.
So it really feels like once next Friday hits, we're going to want to get stuff moving.
Yeah, I think the COVID precautions thing is still relevant. Like, I don't want people touching everything in our home. Give you guys a heads up that we're going to be heading up to see you next weekend.
Not this weekend, but next weekend.
So we're going to try and pack the cars as full as possible and start moving stuff in. And then Francisco has a couple of job interviews up there. I'm thinking we might drive up Thursday evening because he's supposed to do his stuff on Friday, but he's still waiting to hear back from one of the companies. But yeah, we got bad news.
What do you mean you got bad news?
What is it?
So we got a message from our landlords that they're selling the condo. So I mean, it's not like we weren't planning to move anyway, but we don't have anything officially lined up yet, so we're just kind of scrambling to see what our options are. I mean, we were going to be moving out this year anyway, but Francisco doesn't have a job yet, so I think it's just going to be a scramble.
You were prepared for that. You had plans for that to happen, not even knowing. Subconsciously you knew it was going to happen.
They're going to list it by next Friday, probably. So she wants to come at some point to do just a 15-minute assessment and just survey the place, and then we'll have 60 days from closing before we would need to move out. But, I mean, honestly, we want to move out ASAP.
So as far as COVID precautions go, everyone is required to wear masks and remove their shoes. All of the agents that she works with are all vaccinated. She can't really speak to the other agents, though. Expectations as far as your or our presence there, you're not required to not be there. Obviously it's a bit better and they're willing to work with us.
So I have been gathering up things that can start being moved out of here. And right now it's mostly like Christmas stuff, just mementos, things like that. I have some more totes over here and just some winter coats and stuff. It's been a super stressful time. The showings are supposed to be starting soon, and I'm really just not comfortable with having people walk through our home like that, but we're just in a position where we can't really do anything to change that. We are still trying to move and working towards that goal, but just don't have enough planned and lined up for that to happen yet. So actively still working to make that happen. In the meantime, I'll be packing up what I can while we're still living here, and we'll go from there. This is definitely not how I thought things would look at this point. We're just in the middle of it and trying to get things figured out, and really hoping that our luck turns around soon, so I can have more days maybe that look like this. Using the Washington Institute website, navigate to Mike Singh's most recent piece. Okay, so I know we found Mike Singh when we were looking for someone who was an expert in Syria. Just kidding. I'd actually much rather have days that look like this. Okay, King D, my arch enemy.
Arch nemesis.
But for the time being, I guess they'll be looking like this.